when I was a vegan, I felt really, I want to say depressed, really. Like, there was an overwhelming amount of anxiety that I experienced when I would go and just outside. If someone else was there, there was an overwhelming amount of anxiety.
When I went vegan 5 years ago, I went from being a healthy, young, vibrant person to an extremely anxious person to an extremely depressed person.
One of the chemical imbalances that we see with quite frequently, and especially in serious conditions such as serious panic disorders, anxiety disorders, bipolar disorder, especially bipolar with psychotic features, and also certain types of schizophrenia, is overmethylation.
My partner at the time, she was also getting some really bad health problems. She'd been vegan much longer than me, and she would get severe anxiety. She couldn't sleep at night.
I started having panic attacks, and I'm talking about middle of the night, sleeping soundly, deep, heavy sleep, exhausted, and all of a sudden, bang, I would wake up and my heart is racing. My heart is like in my throat. It's pounding. I could feel it. And this wave of anxiety rushed through my body.
So Jasmine and I are both feeling kind of crappy. Jasmine's just having some anxiety. I'm just having some, PTSD flashbacks from my childhood, so we're gonna just spend some time together, go to McDonald's.
I do take B12 injections, so none of this really matters.
This chemical group called methyl, which is very active in the brain, and if you have too much of it, it tends to give you too much of a good thing. It tends to result in higher levels of activity at certain important neurotransmitters.
It got to the point where I didn't even get out of bed. I didn't even leave my house. Wake up and I just lay in bed all day, just be staring at the ceiling.
We all feel like shit every once in a while, or maybe a lot. And sometimes it feels really good to just sit and cry about nothing or everything.
Cause great trouble. It can be responsible for, again, anxiety, sleep disorders, in some cases psychosis.
A smoothie with these bananas, which we'll get to, but I usually start my day with some supplements. And it's a CBD, which I only take a couple times a week, just to keep myself calm and not anxious.
Now, let me give you my review of how it felt being vegan again. Work. Day 3, full set depression, no joy for life, absolutely drained, paranoid even, anxious, mood disorders all over the place. Yes, I know, nothing new, but I had to see it for myself again.
Wildly positive impact that red meat has had on my mental health. I don't have anxiety.
The good news is that nutrient therapy, and more than 80% of families or patients who have had this therapy for their mental illness report that life is much better, and quite a few of them say that the condition is gone and they no longer need their psychiatric medication.